My father was raised in the era when black niggas couldn't claim Native American.
As a native Black American and a proud member of the Muscogee Creek Nation, I understand the importance of tracing your lineage. Help me help you discover your roots with a personalized genealogy consultation. Paper trail genealogy matters. DNA tests can't prove ethnicity or tribal affiliation. You must search through paper records to dive deep into your family heritage. During the meeting, I will teach you how to navigate the genealogy process with ease. You'll learn how to link tribal affiliation with your ancestors, and I'll show you the step-by-step process I went through to gaining tribal citizenship. Take the first step to unlocking your past. To book a consultation, send an email to mike@keymediapro.com.
We need to get rid of the word Black and African American. Okay? We don't even need Black American because there's only one type of American. Okay? So I bring that up because we're talking about roll call and finding our tribe and doing genealogy. Okay? Genealogy. That's going to be the word forever. Okay? You see before you on the left, it says Allegory America. That's it. All right. Let's read together. In the foreground, to natives. Okay. Notice they didn't say to Negroes, to Black natives, to Negro natives, to mulattoes, colored, African Americans, to Africans, natives. I don't know if you guys understand or overstand how it's weird, not only weird, but it's just completely wrong when you're taking 2 steps backwards and only 1 step forward. Because they are selling, like I said in my last video, a couple of videos, they are selling your heritage, okay? They're selling you as you on paintings and murals and artifacts. They don't, when they sell your heritage, when they're selling the likeness of you and your ancestors, they're not selling you as Negroes or Black people and stuff like that. They're selling you as what you are because the name has value in it. That's why they spent so much time and energy reclassifying us like Walter Placker. That's so it'd be a household name that we all.
And guys, something that I have realized the more that I've dipped into this Aboriginal historical research is they do put a huge paywall behind a lot of this information. I've looked up books that have cost $1,000 or up to $2,000-$3,000 just because it, has some 16th century information on Aboriginal Indians in America. I mean, even this, I think this is a painting or something, and it says they're selling that for 1,800 euros. Come on, y'all.
Agree to hate. Okay, that's the reason why they reclassified us as Negro, because it's just too much power in an American. Because there's a difference between an American and a U.S. citizen. It's a huge difference. Okay, and you notice they have allegory of America, not an allegory of a U.S. citizen. All right, so we're gonna keep reading. So I want to keep driving that point on. They're selling our heritage for big money, and we're still walking around as Black or Black American or African American for pennies on the dollar. Actually, negative. Because collectively the equity is gone. We used to have how many millions of acres in the USA, and it's down to what, 1% of that. However, they're still selling our heritage for big money. You cannot get a picture of a today's or even back then's Negro. Let's say they call.
Guys, I've seen some videos of some brothers going to museums to find some of these Black native looking photos like you see here, right? And some of these dudes have had to jump through hoops. They've had to schedule private showings and sign waivers and contracts just to see some of these images. I mean, it runs deep. I'm actually going to do a stream about it next week. But guys, did you know most of the high fashion, most of the Louis Vuitton-esque, Prada-esque fashion houses, did you know that Louis Vuitton stole their pattern from indigenous tribes here in America? Did you know a lot of these fashion houses steal indigenous patterns and designs from Aboriginal culture?
Call it the allegory of a Negro. It wouldn't make no money. It's no value in that stuff. So the fact that they're buying up our heritage under the correct verbiage of Native, Indian, American, autochthonous, indigenous, original, and we're still running around calling ourselves Black and African American. All right. So we're going to keep reading. In the foreground, two natives, okay, in war gear on a rocky shore with a crocodile and palm tree. So let's scroll down, see that crocodile, and all right. So we're talking about the same thing. Now let's keep reading. All right. In the background, a sailing ship. You see that sailing ship, right? They're not afraid of that ship. You see what I'm saying? So this was something that to be known that, hey, they did business with the Europeans, and I got a whole bunch of business cards back then that indicated as such before the whole double cross, before the whole, the massacres, the Indian massacres. All right. So let's keep reading. So we know that this receipt on the right matches the receipt on the left. So we got a sailing ship and a flock of birds under a white to pink sky. See that? White to pink sky. Very specific.
And shout out to William. William just came through with the Cash App, putting something in the brown paper bag. I appreciate you, William. William says, let me see. William says, my grandmother was born in 1912. She said we're Indian. That's right. Listen to Nana. And thank you for putting something in the brown paper bag.
Brown paper bag. Brown paper.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Fine polychrome painting, profile wooden frame with gilded inner bar, blah, blah, blah. All right. And then we go back to this word copper again. You see how copper glass and copper engraving to say which matches the copper of these two gentlemen, as you see in the picture to your right. All right. And then look at the year from a Giovanni Volpato, 1733 to 1803. So like I said, they're two natives in war gear. So it wasn't like they was running around like, oh, I'm a slave. No, these are natives. These are Americans. These are Indians, autochthonous, so they're not Black, and their descendants aren't Black either or African American. So we need to get off of that because they're just selling our heritage for big money. And then you scroll down and then you see it was in German. So like I was saying before, the European, everybody, you go to anywhere in Europe and ask anybody. It doesn't even matter if you're talk to anybody, any adult, 18 and up, and ask him if they would believe that anybody would come from a slave boat from Africa the way that they described it in the his.
Hey, let's talk about it. If you even ask Africans living on the continent of Africa about slaves being transported to North America, they'd be like, no, I never heard about, no. There was a lot of slaves that the West Africans sold and the white man transported to South America, to Brazil, to the Caribbean, the French West Indies, but Africans going to North America? Nah. Matter of fact, if you guys Google it yourself. Look up what is the percentage of African slaves that went to North America during the transatlantic slave trade, and even Google is going to tell you 4%. People argue over whether that 4% is 92,000 slaves or 300,000 slaves, but either way, that's the extreme minority that actually went to North America. And goddamn it, we just had a Cash App come through from Ace. Ace says, keep dropping them receipts, bro. I appreciate the contribution, Ace. Thanks for your support, brother. And Ace told me to keep dropping these receipts, so I got to keep dropping these receipts, okay? When I say that they not reclassified, I do speak about the reclassification quite frequently, though. But when we talk about 4%, only 4% of the African slaves coming to North America, I mean, again, this is public knowledge. This is what they put in their own publications. They say that only 4% arrived in North America. This right here is the largest theory over the number of people. This says 470,000. I can do a quick Google search and find another one that says 92,000. I can do another Google search and find one that says 200,000. So either way, we talking somewhere between 100 and 400,000, and now we've got 49 million, almost 50 million Black Americans, and you think we all came from African slaves when the average life expectancy of an African slave on a plantation was 21 years old, and women typically try to have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children because 3 or 4 of them were gonna die. I mean, come on, you want us to believe that we were just super breeding on the plantation? No, 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 no. We know what was really going on with the plantation. We know what Plecker did with the reclassification and taking Native Americans and reclassifying them as Negro. We know about it. And for those that don't know, you're about to find out.
Is a storybook. They're gonna laugh at you because it doesn't make any sense. It's like, so where they gonna poop? Like, where they gonna poop and pee at? Like, nobody can just sit in that filth and just survive it. You know, people in the armed forces have to train.
And AB says, is that a dragon slain on the beach? No, I think he said that's supposed to be a crocodile. So I guess the brothers just took out a crocodile in their war regalia, and you see a Spanish ship in the background. Come on, y'all. Come on. Guys, I'm on a mission to give us the Aboriginal content that we desperately need. I mean, I envision in my mind's eye growing this platform to the point where I can put together a documentary film where we can actually visualize depictions of Black Aboriginal folks running around in war regalia, banging on the Spanish, banging on the Europeans. God damn it, they got so many 12 Years a Slave-esque movies, but I ain't seen one movie depicting Black Aboriginals warring with their foreign invaders.
For years to endure something half that the stuff that he talked about that every single one of our supposed ancestors went through, but we have no proof of it. Can't even find one ship that they can be like, yeah, this is where your ancestors came from, you know? Because they're gonna be like, oh, a bunch of people died underneath the sea and a lot of boats sank. No. You're telling me that only way I came into this country was on a slave ship, the shackles, peeing and crapping over myself, vomiting blood, chained, barely no water, force fed, muscle atrophy, sick, dysentery, flu, high fever, what else? Hypothermia, all of the below. Show me where my ship came from. Because you're trying to tell me that I'm connected to a slave ship coming from Africa to America. Show it to me. They can't show not one of us any of that stuff. But yet they on here, Americans, 2 natives in war gear, and you're looking at these 2 gentlemen, and they don't look like the Mongolian that they be parading around. Not even their ancestors or whatever. They like to lie and say like, oh, everybody was dark back then, so that was us. Look at this person and tell me, who does he look like to you? Who do they look like to you? Right, from head to toe. I'm talking about skin complexion, I'm talking about beard, nose, lips, eyes, ears, everything. Okay, I can find 50 million people like this in the Americas, and none of them would be considered a Mongolian. Now, it's not even one Mongolian out of the 50 million I can match that it looks like this from head to toe. But I can go a whole bunch of places in America that look exactly like this, but they would not be considered a Mongolian or today's whitewashed Native Americans. All right. So we're going to jump into it. How they're selling our heritage for big money. It's not even like, oh, look at this. This is so disrespectful. They're selling our heritage for pennies on a dollar. Nah, we want big money for your heritage. All right, but let's dive into the show. If you're here, if you're still here, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment your thoughts down below after the video, please, because sometimes the questions are answered in the video. Let's jump right in. The Aboriginal races of North America. All right, here's some verbiage on it. And then year 1880. In the following analysis, the names of the tribes have been generally given in a singular number for the sake of brevity, and the word Indians after such names is omitted from the same cause. Few abbreviations have been used. In some instances, references is made to the body of the work where a more extended account of a tribe is to be found. Such references are to the book and page, the same as in the index. To be honest, I don't know what any of that stuff means, but let's go. So
we're going to go through these names, guys. If you're watching the live stream, you should still have the ability to pause the video, to slow down the video. So you guys, make sure to digest this information at your own speed, to take a look and see if you see any of your family's surnames listed under any of these tribes.
I think it's like 500 tribes and nations and stuff, Indian tribes and nations. So I'm just going to keep scrolling so, people can see and then pause to read or whatever, or like fast forward. But yeah, some of these words, well, all of these words I've never even seen before. So if you guys know anything about any of this stuff, please let us know in the comments so we all can learn. But you see the years, it's 1750, 1689, 1834. So this is from 1607. So like I said, pause to read. Let me know if you recognize any of this stuff. And I'm glad they put it in alphabetical order. And as you guys can see, this is 800 pages. So it's no joke.
What we're looking at right now are the different Indian tribes and nations. There were literally hundreds, almost 1,000 different Black Aboriginal Indian tribes here in America. And they only want to tell us about the 5 quote unquote civilized tribes that got beaten to submission. I mean, it even says right here, we've been learning about the Iroquois Confederacy lately. I've been doing streams about them. It even says right here that the Iroquois never actually called themselves Iroquois. The name that the Iroquois knew themselves by was the Iquinushiani.